outside of the station as well. I can show you the schedule. It's in my office. They let Shelby know about it.
You mean like 6 o'clock in the morning?
No, I think like 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Business hours.
Yeah, they're shooting the control room too.
Whew. Eric, am I going to be at the wall or the pod for first photo? Do you know?
They have you at the pod.
Okay, I just wondered about the lighting. If we could just have a chance to, yeah.
Hi, Keith.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm just getting some things set up here.
No problem.
So I'm getting our page in here. Good to see you. I saw you ducked in on our other newscast, so thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I was just a little nervous. I wanted to make sure that it worked.
Yeah, and you are obviously lit well. Your internet connection looks good, so you're easy.
I'm easy.
We will, we'll come to this. It is the second block of our newscast, so you've got probably a good 15 minutes. You'll probably go on like 11, 12-ish, I'm thinking, if all works well. So if you need to make a sandwich or whatever, feel free. But primarily, basically, we'll talk about, what is TEDx? People might not be familiar with it. What are some of the things that individuals will be able to learn from this event? How do you take part?
Is your microphone on?
Is my microphone on? Yeah, it should be.
Okay.
How do you take part in this event? Where can you watch it if you don't have tickets? Are there any tickets left? Where did this idea come about?
I actually have a student who's joined me, so I might drag him on camera as well.
That would be great. If he wants to join on a separate thumbnail in another room, he can do that as well. Or he can join you in the same one. It's up to him.
There he is.
A G+ account. Hi. What's your name? Hi, Harold Carey.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Great. I've been playing with its new features all day long.
Yeah, so tell us about the new features. It's so
Well, what it is
posted?
the two things, I've been talking to Chi about the two things you wanted most, and he gave them to us last night.
Oh, awesome.
Which is basically the count. So what's really cool now, there's a whole bunch of new stuff that you can do now. So what you can do is if you go over to your YouTube page now, this is being broadcast live on your YouTube page, and you can go and make it your featured item there. Now, the advantage of that is that you can embed that somewhere, and you can have, you'll see how many people are watching. It shows you how many people are watching this broadcast, and it shows, and it has live comments over on the right-hand side.
Oh, I didn't know it has live comments on there. I knew
Yes,
it was
you have
on
live comments
YouTube,
and how
but I
many
didn't know there
people
was
watching.
live. Really? So we could
Yep.
essentially take that URL, put it in the comment tracker, and then have those comments come in the Hangout that way. That would be brilliant.
Yeah, what I'll try to do right now is I'll while you're doing this, I'll try to go over to your YouTube page. Can you put it in the chat room, your YouTube page?
Yeah.
And I'll see if the live comments are working.
Okay. Hi, Anthony. How are you? Good to see you here.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. What's news to you today, my friend?
Well, the teacher in the oh, my hands.
I'll take most of it. I'll throw it to you.
Anyway, the teacher in Modesto that was dating that 18-year-old.
Yes.
He's been arrested, and now he had to surrender his passport. Yesterday.
Oh, I had not heard that.
Because
so,
they discovered he was attempting to flee the country.
Huh. I had not heard that. And what's his name again? The teacher?
And I just saw it like 10
That's all right.
minutes ago,
I
too.
can pull it up.
Anyway.
Hey,
yeah,
do you want to introduce yourself? And I'll have all you guys introduce yourself just so you guys know each other. But go ahead, Anthony.
I'm Anthony from Sacramento, California.
Harold?
Harold from Malad, Idaho.
Keith, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Keith Polite. I'm here at the Reynolds Journalism Institute at the Missouri School of Journalism in Columbia, and I have a real-life student with me, Cale Sears.
Hi.
Hi, Cale. Good to see you. I've been reading about you. Congratulations on your efforts to get TEDx to come here. So that's That's phenomenal.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, exciting event. I'm anxious to hear some of the speakers. We're probably about a minute away from the top of the show.
3.
So just so you know, at the top of this newscast, 3 actually, he says, we'll take a shot of this hangout. You guys can wave. You can hold up a sign if you want. Maybe there's something you want to share about TEDx on a white piece of paper with a magic marker, whatever you would like to do. And I will give you guys a cue when we are taking the hangout live. I'll go like this, which means stand by.
Is this,
Yeah,
is this
absolutely.
forward or backwards?
It is
forward.
sir. Yeah, it is forward.
Good.
So this is standby, so that when I go like this, that just so you know, we're taking a quick shot of the hangout, and I might point to you or wave or something like that. And
Sarah, do you see?
Howard Stern is on America's Got Talent.
Oh, Harold Carey's internet connection just left. There'll be people popping in and out of this throughout the newscast. We don't hold you hostage, so whenever you gotta go, you gotta go. And keep it. You're welcome to stay and hang around. It's interesting, all the people that come in here from all over the world. But after you're done, you can feel free to hop out in that respect. So Anthony, what are you working on today?
Nothing really. It's kind of an anything day.
Part of an anything day. And remind us again, what's your interest or your passion or your career?
I don't really have a job or anything, but I have a little niche for photography.
Oh yeah, and Google Plus, you know, is
Oh yeah.
so many great photographers on there. So who are some of your favorites?
Well, Shirley Lowe has some really nice photos.
And what's her name? Shirley?
Lowe, L-O.
Okay, yeah. I have enjoyed following, and he's, you know, a different kind of photographer in that he doesn't photograph beauty, but he photographs the reality in India. And his name is Feroze, F-I-R-O-Z-E, and he goes by Feroze Beggar Poet. That's his name, but he posts some really phenomenal images from India, and I've enjoyed following him on Google+. And as far as the event, are you guys pretty much ready for the event? Keith?
The event?
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, the creek don't rise, and good Lord's willing, there ain't no meltdown. It'll happen.
Yeah. And it sounds like Tim Miles. I'm anxious to hear Tim Miles, too, talk about his.
30?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be really good. And by the way, our friend in Sacramento, Pictures of the Year International is here at the J School, and it's like the predominant photojournalism competition in the world. So POY.org.
Great. And feel free to mention that, too, at the end of our thing, if you want to put that plug in.
I'm plugging all the time.
Okay. And I will also
Coming up
try to
5
mention
seconds.
that as well.
Here we go. Stand by with the backpack exposure.
Today on U-News, an outbreak of E. coli in mid-Missouri, an event called TEDx that's going on at Mizzou this weekend. And later we'll have our U-Tunes local music mix with music from Bachman.
Have another chilly night in store for good Missouri. We'll have a look at that weather coming up in just a few.
And in today's video virus, you've heard of dogs playing fetch, but what about a duck? Catch a few laughs and pass that over to U-News. Starts right now.
Coming.
Okay. Okay, Hangout.
Yeah.
You want to do your TEDx?
Here it come.
It is Wednesday, April the 11th. Yes, TEDxMU, right around the corner this weekend. Hello to everyone on our site account. Good that you joined us today for U-News. Hey, gang. I'm Sarah Hill. Welcome to our newscast. Before we get to our top stories, we want to know what's news to you. Is it TEDx? Is it something else? You can tweet me right now. You can post on our Facebook fan page. You can join our Google Plus Hangout or call us at 573-884-NEWS. And now to today's top stories. Talking a little bit about changes to state elections that could change the way Missourians vote for governor. KOMUH Stacey Capsa joins us now live at the state capitol with the latest on this constitutional change that's working its way through the state Senate. Marvin.
Miss Sarah,
Yes, sir.
look,
What does it say?
I want to show you something, Sarah.
Oh my goodness. Hey, 97. Oh my goodness. Are you going to go, Harold? Are we going to hurl there? Keith, are you going?
No, but I do have my little whatchamacallit thing.
Oh, that's great.
I'm sorry, hold
Awesome.
on a second.
Hey, Marvin. Good to see you. Welcome.
Here we go, stand by.
Hi, how you doing?
Stacey, thanks a lot. Ryan Ferguson's case will be back in court today, hoping to get a new trial. Ferguson was convicted in 2005 of second-degree murder for the 2001 killing of Columbia Daily Tribune sports editor Kent Heitholt. A Cole County judge says Ferguson deserves a new hearing based on the testimony of Charles Erickson, a former high school friend who now says he acted alone. A preliminary hearing in the case is scheduled for this afternoon with a 5-day evidentiary hearing that's to start next week. Dave?
Another good-looking spring day out there. We've got lots of clear skies, plenty of sunshine, but it's not going to be very warm. Yesterday we topped out at 62 degrees. Today I'm thinking we'll probably get up to about 58 degrees. So our clear and sunny and cool weather continues. By the way, typical high is 64, so we're going to be at least 6 degrees below average for this afternoon. For the nighttime hours tonight, we're looking at frost advisory issued through 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Clear and chilly with a low temperature, 35, 36, and then for tomorrow. Thursday, it looks like we'll have some patchy morning frost, and then a chance of late afternoon showers with a high temperature at 62. That's a quick look at the weather, Sarah.
All right, Dave, thanks a lot. Mid-Missouri health authorities are trying to find that source of E. coli. Since late March, it has sickened 5 Mid-Missourians. 3 of the 5 are here in Boone County, and the other 2 are in Cooper and Howard counties. The youngest is 17 months old. You guys have problems with E. coli in your area? Yeah?
It's sort of, kind of.
No,
Not at all, Harold?
no, we here, just checking, and we have 10 cows to every
All 3
in our
Boone
county.
say they drank raw milk this past week, and the department believes that raw milk might be to blame. Hallmark Cards plans a voluntary job cut program that will eliminate between 300 and 400 jobs. The Kansas City-based company says the employee buyouts are prompted by disappointing financial results. The Kansas City Star reports the buyouts are being offered to employees who are at least 50 years old and have at least 15 years of vested service with the company. About 1,500 U.S. employees are eligible for that deal. A job fair going on right now hopes to find some veterans employment. That fair goes on until 1 p.m. It's at the VFW post on Columbia's Business Loop. Veterans can meet with several different employers there, and officials hope this year will put as many veterans to work as last year's event. Missouri lawmakers are pushing to allow more digital billboards on state roads and highways. Current law allows for converting conventional billboards into electronic signs if they comply with federal and state rules. A bill endorsed by a House committee would allow for conversion of non-compliant billboards if they met state and federal rules when they were first put up. Supporters say digital billboards allow businesses to advertise cheap. Opponents say that adding more digital billboards could be more distracting to drivers. The conversion from those traditional billboards to electronic billboards could be happening soon on Missouri's highways. KMUH's Carrie Leary has that from the social media desk. And by the way, you guys can talk even though I'm talking. You won't bother me.
We didn't want to talk over you.
Oh, no, so that's fine.
Can you hear it when we're talking,
No.
or do you shut it off?
Mm-mm. Yeah, you won't bother me. In fact, I was listening to what Harold was going to say. So occasionally I add those comments in when I'm reading. So feel free to chat or comment about the stories. It's okay. You will not distract me, I promise.
All right.
We got 19 people watching now.
25 and 26.
Bonus
on.
points if
Yay! Let's get it to 20. Hello, Greg in Dallas, who is watching.
Got it.
Hi,
25,
Christy. Good to
26,
see you
28,
on the live stream,
29.
too.
Hail's from Dallas, too.
Oh, very good. Greg
Hey,
from
Donna.
Dallas is watching.
Uh-oh, it's down to 18 now. You're losing your touch.
Uh-oh, there's Deano. Hi, Deano.
No, it's we're losing our touch. We're obviously not good to watch.
That's,
Oh,
yeah.
lost another.
Uh-oh.
So Keith, you're in Dallas.
No, Kale, this is a student. We're both in Columbia, Missouri, but Kale is actually
Okay.
from Dallas.
Ah.
Yeah,
Where?
Yeah.
Where? You're actually outside Dallas, right?
I'm a few minutes north of Dallas in a city called McKinney.
All right, Carrie, thanks a lot. A tsunami warning remains in place for Indonesia after 2 strong quakes struck off the country's coast. Now, so far, there have been no reports of a tsunami generated by the 8.6 and 8.2 magnitude quakes. In fact, earlier today, that alert had been lifted. Tsunami warnings earlier were also in effect in Thailand, Kenya, and Tanzania. India has withdrawn their warning. A tsunami watch was also issued for the entire Indian Ocean, but that has now been canceled. The quake hit in the same region as the devastating 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. That earthquake killed 230,000 people. Well, this weekend is the black and gold football game at Mizzou. Coming up on UNews, a look at a player who hopes to make a big impact this season. Yeah, I put out a post to see if we could try to get some Indonesia viewers. So if there's anybody watching on the live stream who's from that area, if you would comment on my G+ page that you would like to come in and share with us what you're seeing in Indonesia, we'd love to bring you in and have you tell us what's going on. What's going on in your world? Hey, Deano and Marvin, can you guys introduce yourself? And I'll have Keith and Anthony also introduce yourself as well, just so you guys know each other.
All right. My name is Deano Jackson. I'm a freelance writer with Examiner.com. I'm a geek. I do my thing.
We won in 18.
Are you in San Francisco?
I'm in Reno, Nevada.
Oh, Reno. Oh.
How's it going, lady? So you got the old,
I'm in the UK. I'm a writer and specialise in communication skills and how it changes behaviours, attitudes by having new platforms, whatever may be using.
We love new platforms.
My name's Keith. I'm here at Reynolds Journalism Institute, just down the road from where Sarah is. And I'm with a student, Kale Sears, and we're here to talk about, we're putting on a TED event this weekend here in town, a TEDx event.
Nice.
What's the subject going to be? Is there, or what the subject?
There's a whole bunch of, but we start out with kind of basic biology from the kind of secret life of plants. We go all the way to talking with astronauts. We're talking about kind of reverse engineering innovation, Eureka moment.
Yeah.
And how it all comes together through collaboration.
So is Manny short for Madeline?
So it's our first stab at it, and we hopefully will do several more next year. But the real trick this year is we're going to try to stream the event into actual watch parties.
Cool. It's going to be fun. Yeah, I wish you well with that.
And
Yeah.
Al Navis, good to see you, fella. Remind the folks where you're from and introduce yourself.
Hi, Sarah, and it's great to see you. I'm Al Navas, and I'm in Northwest Missouri, just outside of St. Joseph,
15
Missouri.
seconds.
So good to have you guys here. And just a reminder, you guys can come and go as you please. And you don't have to, you can talk over me talking.
5
You won't
seconds, stand
disturb
by.
anything. Matter of fact, I'd love to hear what you're saying.
And
I
then
just
we'll
popped
work
in to
back.
let you know, Sarah, that I tried to contact somebody in Indonesia.
Oh, you did. Were you successful?
No, they may be sleeping. I'll let you know.
Yeah, it's 11 p.m. there, so yeah. Thanks a lot, Al. Appreciate
welcome.
that.
Mhm.
Great.
Love that local music there, the Mizzou football team. It lost its quarterback to an injury this spring, but gained an experienced lineman it did not have last season. In this edition of Blumberg Off the Bench, Eric Blumberg tells us about the Tigers' new left tackle, who is also the old left tackle. Yeah, Al, we've been talking about the new version of Hangouts. It's now, the on-air Hangouts are now streaming at YouTube as well.
Right, I caught it this morning. I got it a couple of hours after it was issued, so I love it.
I was actually able to do is I took the link from the Hangout on YouTube and I posted it on Twitter. So it's streaming live there too.
Say it again, Deano.
I took the link from the YouTube live stream, and I've posted it on Twitter, so it's actually streaming live there too.
Oh, great.
Yeah, very cool. I wish that when you shared it on Facebook that it shared the thumbnail. It does not share the thumbnail. Not surprised, but that'd be great if it did. There was some kind of thumbnail attached to it. I think more people would click on it if it had a thumbnail.
Yeah, that would be really cool if it worked for embedding on Facebook.
Yeah.
Probably have an work a leak from Facebook.
And hello to Dan.
Where are you, Tyler?
Lyle as well, who's watching.
I'm in Columbia, Missouri as well.
Ah, okay.
Nobody cares about you, Tyler.
Fine, Deano.
So we see Missouri's putting on the ball with the new technology.
I see the love is everywhere.
Yeah, right after the.
Yeah, Deano and I were just hanging out, and we decided to jump in. So.
Good. Hey, Tyler, you were on the the right side. I didn't see you sneak in there.
I'm always on the right side. What is up with that? I don't like it.
Because your first letter of your name.
The naughty corner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a T.
That's what it
The
is.
T's on the end.
I'm gonna have to change my name,
Yeah, change your name to Tyler. You'll
After,
Tyler.
after all this time, I finally learned that it's shown alphabetically by first name.
yeah.
Yeah, I always get cut off by Dave when he comes in. So I'm trying to do the final farewell wave, and Dave is, I'm like trying to fight with him.
Yeah. And Christy Morris, we're going to read your comment on the live stream in just a second if you're watching. So about Ryan Ferguson. Ryan Ferguson is an individual who's accused of killing a newspaper editor. He might get a new trial, so his case is back in court.
Oh, what a
So it's
sweetie.
called about 5 more seconds, so stand by. Here we go.
Paper editor? That's kind of messed up.
Indeed, Fisher says the Friday night pregame meal with his teammates is something he missed the most about last season. And it's National Library Week as well across the nation. The American Library Association is having a contest. So KUNU8's Carrie Leary has that story from the social media desk.
Cool, Josh.
Okay, for those that don't know, oh yeah, I forgot to mention one more other thing about me. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I'm shooting for here.
Yeah.
That's kind of the Deano role.
MSD3K, absolutely.
Yeah. Then you know what's up. You know my game plan.
Oh my God, yes. Yep, I'm a big Joel fan, not necessarily Mike Nelson.
Agreed. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, exactly.
Sarah, I'll be keeping an eye on the broadcast, and I'll alert you in case I do hear from my contact in Indonesia. It's one of the interpreters.
Please do. I've shared it to my Indonesia circle, but I've got 7 shares, but nobody who's come forward has said, yes, I know it's midnight, I'll come out and talk with you. So thank you for that.
But I will be keeping an eye. See you later, Sarah. Bye.
See you out.
Yeah, I'm first again.
I'm Maddie Heidenreich, and
I'm
here's your
nearly
best
first.
report. The company that built the Titanic has sponsored a new piece of music to mark the 100th anniversary of the ship's sinking. The premiere performance of a requiem for the lost souls of Titanic will
You know, the
take place
Titanic
at
story is
St.
always
Anne's Cathedral
interesting.
in Belfast on
It's
April
kind of like,
14th. It
you
will
guys
mark
are really
100 years to the day.
It's like, okay, we're cruising along in the Titanic, okay, the radar says there's something ahead.
For more than
No, there's not. We're going to be fine.
One of the kept secrets
Well, the radar says
being
closer.
revealed.
No, it's
Oregon
not.
is
You're going to
the
be
inspiration
fine.
for the Simpsons.
Get a little bit closer. Holy
We were
crap,
at
iceberg!
Filled the beams during an
Yep.
interview with the Smithsonian Magazine, which was
They were
published
screwed.
in
Kale
article
Kale
during
posted
the
something yesterday
media
that
said
a lot of
it was
students didn't
inspired
know
by
that
the
the
show.
Titanic wasn't just a movie. That it actually was a real event.
Don't even get me
Oh my
started.
God.
I saw that. I'm like, oh my God, what are they teaching these kids? It's like eventually, it's like I'm waiting out what's going to happen when it's like, wait a second, you mean World War II actually happened? You mean all these video games and books and movies are based on actual events? Holy mother of God!
The show has shot an
Exactly.
episode.
Amazing.
And that's
Next
it.
thing I guess we'll have to
There's a
explain
lot of
is that
stupid
9/11.
Sounds great. And in our hangout right now, they're talking about that Titanic story that you just read. In fact, some students, I guess, at the University of Missouri didn't realize that Titanic was actually a real event, so it wasn't just a movie. So interesting conversation going on about that. Hey, a 9-year-old boy built an elaborate arcade made out of cardboard in his dad's used auto parts store and even got his own song. Check out
the
Cardboard Arcade.
It really did fall down, and that was a really crappy day.
Someone didn't have a nice day,
Elbow.
huh?
I had to out you there, Kale. I know it probably wasn't you, but...
It actually wasn't a Mizzou student either.
Oh, it wasn't? Oh, I'll have to make that
There was a bunch of
clarification.
people on Twitter that were saying this. It
Oh, a bunch of people on Twitter.
Yeah.
See, you should have told me that. I could have mentioned. Could have mentioned it wasn't Mizzou. It was outside Mizzou.
And now it's your charge to correct it.
That's
Yeah.
right. I am charged to correct it.
It's all on Sarah now. We can just blame her.
That's right. Have you seen this video of this kid's cardboard arcade that he's raised like a whole bunch of money with?
Saw that. That was so cool. I swear to God, if you can watch that video and it does not bring tears to your eyes, you don't have a soul.
Okay.
So this block is,
Yeah,
hang
TEDx,
out
all
with
one
Sarah.
word. Is that correct, Keith?
TEDx.
Yeah,
TEDx
TED-
in you.
TEDx.
TEDx, yeah. We'll clarify.
So Sarah hangs
Yeah.
out,
Mm-hmm.
then Virus and 8D.
Yeah, and Keith
And then
Polite,
Captain with
and
Ray.
also Kale. Is it Kale with a K or a C?
Just see.
A C-A-L-E, right?
Yeah.
And how do you spell your last name?
Sears, like the store.
Cedars?
Sears, like the store.
Cheers.
Sears. S-E-A-R-S. Yeah, C-A-L-E, and then Sears, like Sears Roebuck.
Yep. Oh, no, you're right.
And we're coming up right here in like a minute, and we'll come to the hangout. So does anybody have any questions for Keith about TEDx that they would like to ask during his interview?
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious to know more about it. That's all, definitely.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure. Well, we actually are going to try to do something here. We're going to we have 3 viewing watch parties in Columbia. So there's going to be
1 minute.
What's that? Oh, sorry. Yeah, at the City Council chambers, at the Shack, and at the Museo building. It's all free.
Okay. So if you guys have questions for him about TEDx or whatever, chime in, interrupt me. Do not wait for me to ask a question. Just be like, hey, Keith.
And this guy right here is Mr. TEDx. He's
The other one's gone, so we're coming straight up to camera, Sarah.
Flash, flash, flash.
30, last spot.
Oh, Keith, are you there?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, because you're frozen. Okay,
Oh.
you're not now. You're good.
Okay.
So you're framed perfectly.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, we sent Kale to TED Active, and so he's qualified to sign off on TED events for next year for more than 100 people. So we've got some
Stand by, Sarah. Here we
big
go.
plans
That's
for next
great.
year.
Stand by.
Going up to you.
You've probably heard of the TEDx events, but did you know that they're coming to the Mizzou campus this weekend? Joining me now in our Google Plus Hangout is Keith Polite and also Kale Sears, otherwise known as Mr. TEDx. Keith, for someone who's not familiar with this event, tell people what it is.
Well, sure. And actually, I'm going to let Kale explain really what TED is, because I think he's really articulate about it.
So TED is an international conference bringing together people from areas of technology, entertainment, and design to spread ideas far and wide that any of us can actually use to change our communities. So the TEDx program is in its 3rd year, and they are locally self-organized events with TED that give local speakers an opportunity and a platform to spread their own ideas.
I told you he was good.
He is good. So who are we going to hear this weekend? What are some of the ideas that will be worth spreading?
Sure. Well, we actually have a whole spectrum of speakers. We're starting out with Jack Schultz, who's the Life Science Center, who's going to be kind of talking about eavesdropping on plants, the secret life of plants, which will be interesting. Then we move through basically kind of Google for healthcare with Carl Kokendorfer. We have Tim Miles talking about autism. Then we start moving out. So we actually have Linda Godwin, who's an astronaut, talking about her experiences in the space flight program. Then go to Jim Spencer, who runs Newsy here in town, talking about global media bias. Then in the afternoon, we kind of go in, we change gears a little bit with entrepreneurship and technology. So we have various people talking about reverse engineering the Eureka moment. And then we end up kind of talking about how collaboration is an individual effort and talking about kind of global humanitarian efforts. So we're really trying to change people's perspectives here, give them some tools. And the real cool thing about this one, our license for TEDx this year is limited to 100 people. So what we've done is we've organized watch parties throughout the city. So the City of Columbia, with the help of Mike Mathis, the city manager, has been very helpful. There'll be from 10 to 3:30 viewing at the city council chambers. We also have a 10 to 3:30 viewing at the Shack on the campus, the University of Missouri campus. And then from 1:30 to 3, we're actually trying to convene all of the area entrepreneurs and computer developers together in one spot at the Museo building to kind of bump start a lot more of the efforts in our entrepreneurial ecosystem.
That is great. That is great, Keith. I'm getting the wrap sign from my producer, but if people need more information, what's the website they should go to?
I'll say it 3 times because I want you to hear it. TEDx.missouri.edu, TEDx.missouri.edu, TEDx.missouri.edu.
That's 3 times, TEDx.missouri.edu. We'll post that on our social sites as well if you didn't get it. Thank you, Keith, and Mr. TEDx for joining us.
Thanks, Sarah.
Hey, and clarification, it was not Mizzou students who didn't think Titanic was real. It was outside of Mizzou students.
Thank you,
State
Sarah.
video virus, imagine Twitter if it existed in the 1980s. Tatum Rates, Carrie Leary has that video.
That was great, guys. That was a really good pitch.
Yeah, nice interview.
Well, thanks.
Lovely.
There's a lot to talk about, but I think it's going to be pretty cool.
But you said it's going to be streamed as well, you're saying, Keith, yeah?
Absolutely. And from that URL I repeated over and over and over again, there'll be you'll just click on that and it'll be a live stream.
Yeah.
The lineup sounds awesome. I mean, there's such good events, aren't they? I mean,
They're amazing.
The breadth of education is amazing, yeah.
They're really amazing. And we've had to weave, the TEDx license requires us to weave in some of the TED content. So, for instance, we have Sir Ken Robinson, one of his talks is woven into it. It's really great.
A 2-minute break.
Oh, yeah.
We may ask you guys for a thumbs up here in a second on our Caption It contest.
Okay.
Tyler, if you can give them a heads up about that, it'll come up here in a second. We'll have the picture in the thumbnail. You can see it.
Great.
Yeah, we are in our Caption It contest today. Check out this birdie that flew on the 18-hole marker at the Country Club of Missouri. Guess who sent it in? Marty
I think
Vidal.
I saw that, yeah.
You gotta love that. Here is that photo, and here's some of your captions. Barbara Brand says, "I want to be Eagle."
And let's see, Cassandra Garfile, score an eagle on par 4.
Teresa Jones says, "Hey, who forgot to call 4?"
David Williams, last chance for a birdie, no eagles allowed.
Hey, if you have a photo that you'd like us to caption, upload it to the U-News tab of our website. The photo with the most likes, they get a thumbs up from our Hangout and also verbal praise as well. Good job. We like that. Playing fetch in your backyard. You might have done that with your dog, but what about a duck? Check out this duck who's playing fetch with a pair of sandals. Look at this duck. Crazy. My dog won't play fetch, but that duck will. Go figure. Go figure. John Lawler, how are you? What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Back at 28:15, minute 45 in the show.
And I think you're muted. Can you hear me, John?
45 in the show.
You're right, I was muted. My dog, my cat was meowing.
Oh, hey, you
How
want
are
to introduce yourself and just so everybody knows you?
Sure. My name is John Lawler. I live in Boca Raton, Florida. I have a company called Boot Camp for Ideas, where we train people how to create ideas, create and take them to so they're ready for implementation, rather than just throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall and hoping it works.
That's cool. Is there a URL?
Not really yet.
Okay.
We're just in the launching mode, and the website is pretty awful right now. And I'm a huge fan of TED, and I actually, Sarah was watching on the on the on-air hangout because I hadn't shaved today and all that, and so I didn't want to appear here. And I jumped on when I heard you were talking about TED. So that was my motivation. I'd love to. I don't think we've had any TED events certainly in my section of South Florida yet. How did you?
Quite a coup for him.
Should I go ahead and move?
Kale, you want to talk about how you got him to come?
Yeah.
So, this is my first year at Mizzou. Previously, I have lived back in Texas. I worked on TEDx SMU there, and started working with coordinators through TED, and just decided that Mizzou is a breeding ground for innovation. It really is. So I thought TED would be a great fit on this campus.
We're thinking about doing a community watch party this summer for Global TED.
Oh, that'd be neat.
Yeah, so we have your name, Sarah.
All right, sounds good. Yes, definitely come back and
30.
We'll chat about it. Chat about it via Hangout. And that's what's so cool is that, John has the ability in Florida to hop in and ask a question face-to-face, which is just, I think, I'm still continue to be geeked out about that. We're towards the end of the show, almost. We take a shot of our Hangout at the end. So if you got a wave, if you have a sign you want to hold up, Deanna's assuming the position. Changes to state elections could change the way Missourians vote for governor. KOM8 Stacey Kapka joins us now live at the state capitol.
I would vote for Tyler for governor.
You would?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd probably vote for Tyler too.
Next.
Yeah.
I would run on the ticket with him as his lieutenant governor. How about that? That's what they're talking about doing in Missouri. Just like the president and the vice president. What do you guys think of that idea?
What do you think?
I think it'd save a whole lot of time.
You think it would save a whole lot of time?
Yeah, our state does it the way Missouri does it right now.
And what state is that again?
California. We vote once in a great while. Sometimes the governor will go Democrat and the other will go Republican.
Interesting.
Once in a great while, not always, but once in a great while, it's happened.
45.
But lieutenant, I don't even know why we have lieutenant governor, because he was the mayor of San Francisco, and he was very outspoken and everything, very in the camera. And ever since we became lieutenant governor, he's literally disappeared.
62 on your Thursday.
All right, by the way, we want to say hello to everyone who joined us on our cyber couch today, talking about TEDx and everything else. Glad you're with us. Before we go, we have music from Bachman. This is Rad. Access Hollywood is next.
And here's to you.
Have a nice day.
In my way.
10.
You're blocking me.
Yeah.
Changing
He's
my
on that
name.
side, isn't he? I tell you.
I am changing my name.
No, you got to be a Tyler.
I know. Tyler, that's my son's name. And we always joke that we chose it because of its unique meaning. You know what Tyler means, Deanna?
No.
What does it mean?
Maker of tile. That's what it is.
That is good.
But Tyler, my Tyler is 16 years old, and 16 years ago, it was like Michael. Everybody who you heard in the grocery store was named that, so crazy. Guys, I appreciate you joining us today. This was fun.
Always. It's always a pleasure to show up.
Yeah, come back anytime. Like I said, you can pop in, pop out as you please, even if you have 30 seconds and want to say hello. We're happy to have you here, and it's good chatting with you. Kale, good luck this weekend.
Thank you very much.
I'll be watching on the streaming page.
Great.
Oh, so
So,
Great. Thank
all
you.
right. See you guys later. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Anthony. Deanna. Tyler. See ya. See you, Ty. Everything going good with you, sir?
Which one? Me?
Tyler, yeah.
Yeah, everything's going good.
All right. Sounds good. Bye-bye.
Bye.